So I've had the good fortune of being able to work in many parts of the world during my career. Those experiences have given me an appreciation of how good we've got it here in the United States when it comes to air quality. Recently, I saw some information that came out from the World Health Organization on air quality standards across the world for SO2, NO2, PM10, PM2.5, ozone, and CO. That got me thinking about a deeper question. Why do some countries regulate air pollution more comprehensively than others? So out of the 251 countries and territories assessed, 114, about 45%, have no national ambient air quality standards for these six pollutants. On the other hand, 79 countries, about a third, have standards for all six. At first glance, this aligns strongly with GDP. Higher income countries, including most of North America, Western Europe, Japan, South Korea, Australia, they tend to regulate all six pollutants. The lower income countries, particularly in parts of sub-Sahara Africa, they don't have any regulations. But GDP alone doesn't fully explain the story. It's really a proxy for several deeper economic and structural drivers. Number one, industrial structure. Countries that have transitioned from heavy industries such as coal, steel, and cement towards service and technology economies often adopt more comprehensive air regulations. As economies modernize, pollution-intensive sectors shrink relative to things like finance, healthcare, and technology. Cleaner economic structures make regulation both politically and economically easier to implement. Number two, governance and institutional capacity. Air quality standards aren't just numbers on paper. They require monitoring networks, laboratories, regulatory agencies, legal systems, and enforcement capacity. Countries with stronger institutions, often correlated with higher income, are better equipped to implement and sustain these systems. Where governance capacity is limited, even drafting standards can be challenging. Number three, energy systems. Countries heavily dependent on coal face structural barriers to regulation. By contrast, countries transitioning to cleaner energy, natural gas and renewables, they often update the regulatory frameworks at the same time. Energy modernization and air quality regulation frequently move together. Number four, public demand and middle class expansion. So as incomes rise and populations urbanize, citizens begin prioritizing quality of life. Air pollution becomes visible, personal, and politically urgent. Middle-class voters push for cleaner air, and governments respond with stronger environmental standards. Economists sometimes describe this as part of an environmental transition, where environmental protection increases as societies become wealthier and more urbanized. So, yes, there is a clear correlation between national wealth and the number of pollutants regulated. But wealth is really standing in for industrial transformation, institutional strength, energy infrastructure, and public pressure. So to wrap it up, the global picture tells us two things. First, regulatory coverage is expanding. Nearly a third of the countries now regulate all six of the major pollutants. But second, nearly half the world still lacks national standards altogether.